It's Brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, tonight we're going to get into a few things, especially in the last 2 days. One thing in particular, like a lot of brothers know already, is this Insurrection Act that Trump signed. It's kind of made me think of something. But I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says the thing that hath been, and it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. All right. So with that being said, history repeats itself on a continual basis. There's no new thing. What you see now was happening in a different time with just lesser technology. That's it. You know, there was Rome back then. There's a Rome now. There's no new thing under the sun. Okay. So with that being said, we understand that what did Trump do? He signed this Insurrection Act. It says, what is the Insurrection Act? I'm going to read some of this. All right. What is the Insurrection Act? It says the main provision of the Insurrection Act states that troops can only be deployed on an American state by the president if the governor or state legislature requests it. It says another provision of the law, however, outlines that under certain limited circumstances involved in the defense of constitutional rights, the president can send troops unilaterally. Right. All right. It says historically and practically, what such as a request is not necessarily a prerequisite to the president using regular federal troops for domestic law enforcement. All right, just going on, but pretty much like it's about to say here in 1992, the last time the Insurrection Act was invoked was during the LA riots after Rodney King, as you can see here, the beating of Rodney King. Because what was happening? A lot of Jake were pissed off about the video footage that surfaced, and they were pissed off that the 4 officers. So like they're mad that the 4 officers got acquitted. It's kind of doing the same thing that's happening. What we see here, which triggers Black Lives Matter's activists. When George Floyd, got dealt with. I'm gonna say it like that. He got dealt with. You saw a lot of Jake out there protesting, quote unquote, and then it ended up turning into a riot, looting, stealing, you know what I'm saying, lighting cop cars on fire, which at the same time, some of that shit was staged. But then you had your real true niggas out there doing some niggified shit. A lot of niggery was going on. All right. Niggatry. All right. So shit, when stuff like that start happening, the president has because that's insurrection. Matter of fact, we're going to get the word insurrection real quick on the etymology. Here I go again. Insurrection. There we go. All right, the word insurrection says uprising against civil authority. Right. A uprising. But lo and behold, it says to rise up. Lo and behold, what's going to happen is the Insurrection Act is an uprising of the military on y'all black asses. Okay? And that's according to the scripts. Here in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. That's according to the scripts. Because what does the script say? We're just going to get it real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, going all the way down to 70. It says, for there shall be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And who's going to do that? The UN troops, the militias, the armed forces of America. All right. Because really what? When you really read up on the Insurrection Act and you do some studying, the president really, he doesn't only have control of the armed forces, of course, because he's a chief in command, commander in chief, but he also has, what is it? He also has control over the acting militia groups too. Okay, which he can deploy as well. And there's militia groups in your local city, in a city near you. Okay, so it's not only the armed forces, but you got militia groups. When using a militia group, it will be easier to conduct guerrilla warfare because they're regular day civilians. Okay, they're regular day civilians. They just strapped up like a motherfucker. You see, and they're actually a part of an organization that is mandated and can actually be controlled by the president of the United States. I've been doing a lot of research on these militia groups. They're pissed off. They feel like their rights are violated. They like Trump. So, doing this, him signing this Insurrection Act, they're like, yes, use us. We'll do anything you say. All right. And also, I have an article right here that I want to bring out. Okay. It says, what? Salakia. Let me make it fit to the page. What does this say? It says House impeaches Trump for the role in deadly Capitol riot. And then 4 people died. Well, they'd be so goddamn dramatic, But the key points I wanted to hit was in this right here. It says what you need to know. It says President Trump is the first president in U.S. history to be impeached twice. Who gives a damn? Really, when a president gets impeached, it just means they can't run again. Who gives a damn? All right. It says, it's Nancy Pelosi's old emotional ass really pushing it. You know how women are. We need to impeach you. Like, I got 10 days left. Fuck you doing this for? Right? It says the House passed an article charging him with the incitement of insurrection for his role in last week's deadly Capitol attack. See, I hate CNN and these little media sites. They be gearing it up more than what it fucking is. And deadly, when you think deadly, like hundreds of people died. Nigga, 4 people got clipped. And 1 bitch got clipped in the neck trying to enter into a federal building. So it's like, what do you expect to happen? And I'm pretty sure the guy told her, like, yo, do not cross this threshold or I will shoot. And of course they're going to shoot to kill. That's how they've been trained. All right. And I'm going to say this too. Even when I was in the Air Force, how we were trained to shoot and where to aim, it was literally 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. That's how we were trained to shoot. It wasn't shoot him in the leg, give him a warning shot. If he crosses boundaries and we tell him multiple times to stop, it's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Simple. All right. It says, but this is the point right here. It says Trump will stay in office and likely finish out his term because it takes a Senate conviction to remove him, even after he's been impeached. So even if he's been impeached twice, he's gonna finish out his presidency. What's today? The 13th. So what? He has like 7 days left or whatever, a week left. Okay. In fact, let's see here. He has a week today left. The 20th is inauguration. All right. Right there. Okay. 20th is inauguration. All right. And I just saw that. This is Martin Luther King Day. But inauguration is the 20th. So he has exactly a week before the transition happens. So anything can happen. He signed the Insurrection Act. We'll see. We'll just see. I hope something happens. But like I was saying, the Insurrection Act kind of made me think of this. The Boston Massacre. All right. As you can see, there's like a riot of people. And then you have a government force, which in this case, it was Great Britain. But still, it applies. That's why I brought out Ecclesiastes 1:9, where it says that the thing that hath been, what has been? The Boston Massacre. This has been, right? It says, it is that what shall be. Right. It's that what shall be, the Insurrection Act. We saw what insurrection is. It says a rising up against civil authority. Well, what happened in the Boston Massacre? It says the Boston Massacre was a deadly riot. What happened at the Capitol Hill a week ago? What happened in Atlanta when George Floyd died. It was an insurrection. It was a deadly riot. It was looting, robbing, stealing, burning things down, and rushing the Capitol. People got shot. People got injured and shit. People died. It says that occurred on March 5th, 1770 on King Street in Boston. It began as a street brawl between American colonists and a lone British soldier. So it's you Americans who acting all pissy like this. All right? It's you Americans. And back then, what was it? It wasn't no Jakes really doing that. It was you white, pasty ass crackers brawling in the streets during this Boston Massacre. It says, but quickly escalated to a chaotic, bloody slaughter. I'm just pulling this out because this is a possibility with the Insurrection Act. Say if some hooligans want to go crazy on the 20th during the inauguration and the Insurrection Act is in place, well, guess what? The troops are there. Well, say they start fighting the troops. Don't you think they're going to fire back and another Boston Massacre type thing could happen? You see? Because it says it quickly escalated to chaotic. It says tensions ran high in Boston. It says more than 2,000 British soldiers occupied the city of 16,000 colonists and tried to enforce British tax laws like the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts. It says American colonists rebelled against the taxes they found repressive, rallying around the cry, "No taxation without representation." Well, we get taxed like a motherfucker now anyway. It was funny, no taxation without representation, and they go do a pretty much a whiskey tax later on, like what? Like some idiots. You see what I'm saying? But this could very well, it's possible. I'm just saying these things are possible because of what the scripts say. There's no new thing under the sun. The thing that hath been, Boston Massacre, it is that which shall be, the Capitol riot. It says, and that which is done is that which shall be done. Right. The Boston Massacre happened. Another massacre is bound to happen too. People are upset. There's going to be an insurrection. They're mad at the government. It's the same thing that was happening back in 1770. They're pissed off. All right? They're mad. They're irritated. People at the edge of doing some wacky ass shit. It's the same thing now, man. So I just want to come with that quick lesson just to bring, hey, a Boston Massacre could happen. That'll be some big time stuff because it will start martial law. And that Operation Warp Speed with the vaccine, it will make that quicker too. Because now you got all these riots and mass gatherings. They're going to say, well, like they always been saying, well, these mass gatherings are causing new strains to come out and things of that nature. Now we're going to have to force everyone to get chipped. Now that the Insurrection Act is out, National Guard's been deployed several times. We're going to force you people to do this. We're going to force you people to take this vaccine to work. We're going to force you to do this, force you to do that. And it's going to lead all to the chip. Simple. The RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. You see how things work? It's all going according to plan, according to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit, Brother Kasha Qual. Until the next time, Shalom.